Everybody, welcome back. February 28th, National Chocolate Souffle Day. Now this is a new one for me because I've never done a souffle in my life. So I'm hoping it's going to turn out as good as some of the videos I've watched to learn how to do it. Of course I watched the master Julia Childs do one just to get an idea of what you're supposed to do. I have all our stuff laid out here. I have our double boiler going here because we need to melt our chocolate in that. I'm using a big pot and a big bowl this time rather than the small one I usually use, only because we're going to be letting it cool down. I'm trying to use as least amount of dishes as possible. We're going to let this cool down once we melt our chocolate and then fold our egg whites. That's what it was. I couldn't think of, for some reason I was thinking meringue, but that's what it's going to kind of look like. That's how you make meringues, with egg whites. Fold our egg whites into that chocolate to make the base for our souffle, and then we're going to put it in this nice dish and do some other stuff that I saw and hope that it turns out for the best. This is one that we're going to have to eat right away too, because from what I read, the souffle will start to drop over time, so we want to make sure we get it when it's this big chef's hat looking puffy thing, and we're hoping that's what it's going to look like too. Alrighty, so I'll show you what we need and let's get started. Okay, so here's what you're going to need for today. We need a little unsalted butter at room temperature to brush on our baking dish, a 1/4 cup of sugar plus a little extra, 8 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate. I'm using chocolate chips. We have a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, 3 large egg yolks, lightly beaten, and 4 large egg whites. Make sure you separate those two. And a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. Alrighty, let's get started. So here's our double boiler thing going. Okay, our bowl is nice and warm. We're going to start with our chocolate chips, our vanilla, and a 1/4 cup of water. Okay, we're just going to add that to our double boiler. Now we're doing this first, like I said, because this is what we want to melt down first, and then we have to let it cool. So when it's cooling, that's when we're going to do the other stuff like buttering our dish that we need to do, get that ready for it. We'll start our whipped egg whites that we're going to fold into this, preheat our oven. We'll do all that stuff after we melt this down because we want to get this cooling to room temperature, okay? So we don't want to do all the other stuff first and then have to sit here and wait for this and then wait for it to cool. And okay, so this is your first process, your first step. Just be careful, it's hot. Alrighty, our chocolate is smooth and melted, so we're going to take it off our double boiler and put it to the side and let it cool about 20 minutes, get it to room temperature, okay? Okay, so what we're going to do next is take our dish we're going to bake in. This is a 1.5 quart Corning ware container, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to take our butter, unsalted butter, and we're going to generously brush the whole inside of this, okay? Sides, bottom, whole shebang. And once you have that greased up really well with the butter, you're just going to sprinkle some sugar into here, and what you want to do is coat the whole all your sides here with the sugar. That's why we said a little bit extra on the ingredients. This isn't from the sugar that you're mixing into your base. This is just the extra sugar that we told you to have. Okay? So now that's buttered and sugared all on inside. We'll put that aside, and now let's get started on the egg whites while our mix is still cooling down here. Okay, about another 10 minutes or so. But that'll give us plenty of time to get our mixer out and get ready to whip up some egg whites. Alrighty, so here we go. We got our whisk attachment on our KitchenAid. We have 4 egg whites at room temperature. Okay, they seem to whip up better at room temperature, so they say. Okay, so we're going to put this on low. Put that on low. Put in our 4 egg whites. And our cream of tartar. Okay, and then we're going to turn it up. Soft peaks, and then we're going to gradually add our sugar to this and continue for about another 5 minutes. So for right now, it's about 2 minutes with the egg whites and the tartar. Now we're going to slowly add our sugar to this. And about 5 minutes. 4 to 5 minutes we're going to let this go so we get some nice stiff peaks from it, okay? But we don't want to overdo it either, so we're just going to keep our eye on it. Alright, let's check it. Now granted, I've never made this before, I'm just kind of going by what they said. Stiff peaks, well that's pretty stiff. Glossy, yeah, it looks kind of shiny. So I'm guessing we're good here with this, okay? Again, we try these things and we see how we do. Sometimes you're going to have epic fails and sometimes you're going to win. Alrighty, so let's move that over. That's all ready for us when we need it. Now we have our chocolate that's been cooling down for about 20 minutes, okay? What we're going to do is add our 3 egg yolks to this chocolate mix, okay? Just try to stir them in. Because the chocolate is still warm, it's not hot like it was, but it's about room temperature, I guess, or a little warmer. But we just add our 3 eggs one at a time and beat those into our chocolate, okay? And now, not all at once, we're going to take some of our, maybe half of our egg whites here and fold them gently into your chocolate. We're not looking to beat this, we're just looking to gently fold it in and I guess keep it as light and mousse-like as possible. Okay. Now we'll take the second half. Maybe you might have to do a third time, okay? But like I said, just gently folding your egg whites into your chocolate mixture here. We're not looking to beat this like crazy, okay? And that's it. There's our batter all folded in, okay? It's pretty easy so far. Now, we're just going to carefully put this into our dish here. We don't want it to, make sure you don't get any on the top of this dish because I guess it'll bake really fast. So you kind of want to, I'll show you what I mean. Just make sure you pour it neatly into your dish. And then just smooth it out so it's all even on the top here. Alrighty. And there you go. See, now what I was saying about, they say don't drip any of the batter on the top. I guess if you do, clean it off. I don't know if that affects the way it's going to puff up or if it sticks or I don't know. Anyway, it's nice and flat, ready to go. It's going to go into our oven, but there is one other trick I want to try because I saw Julia Childs do it, and if she's doing it, I'm doing it. Be right back. So what I did was I got a piece of foil that's about the size of this dish here. And what I'm going to do is wrap this around so it makes like a small hat here. I wanted to see if it works and see if we can get some real nice height on our souffle. Okay? There we go. 30-35 minutes, 350 oven. See you in a little bit. Keep your fingers crossed. Alrighty. Seems like it's time to go in and get our souffle. Ignore this stuff over here. just making dinner at the same time that I'm cooking my souffle. I mean, man cannot live on souffle alone. Risotto, another show. All right. Alrighty. Carefully taking out our souffle. Okay, there's our souffle. Didn't blow up, I can see inside. Didn't blow up like I thought it would. What a waste of good foil. But it's not bad. Chocolate souffle. There it is. I'm going to let it sit for just a minute, and then we're going to dig into this and see. I know dinner's cooking, but I'm going to have to at least taste it, because they say the longer it sits, it starts to deflate. So we want to see it when it's nice and inflated. Alrighty, be right back. Alrighty, there it is. So now, let's just, it's very meringue. I don't know if it's supposed to, I don't know. I mean, it looks good, but I don't know what it's supposed to look like, because I've never had this before. So I don't know if it's undercooked or not. I don't know. Well, we're going to try it, and maybe a whipped cream. Alright, I put a little whipped cream on the dish. I'm guessing this is what it's supposed to look like. If somebody knows better, tell me. Is it supposed to look like kind of lava cake-ish? I don't know, but we're going to try it anyway. I've got a little whipped cream just to cool it down. I mean, it's really good. It's very chocolatey. Like I said, like almost bittersweet chocolatey. But I don't know. I mean, tastes good. Am I eating raw eggs? I don't know. I don't know. It tastes fine to me. I mean, like I said, it looks kind of runny on the inside, but I'm guessing that's the way that's souffle. I guess that's what it's supposed to be like. Alrighty. Chocolate souffle day. Make it yourself. Go out and find one somewhere. Enjoy. We'll see you tomorrow. I gotta watch my risotto.